What's up everyone and welcome to FAQ132. You know, today I don't really have anything to say. I don't have anything new to sell or anything like that, so, you know, it's just a regular Sunday, even though it's Wednesday. But yeah, I don't really have that much to say. Thank you for being here, watching my video. And, oh shit, last week's FAQ was my 1000th video. Great. ISEU1980. Ola, have you ever taken guitar lessons and studied any kind of music theory like scales, modes, chord voicings, etc.? Well, when I started playing guitar, I was taking a little bit of lessons and, you know, basically not that much. I mean, it was like beginner stuff, you know, playing the chords and, you know, chord progressions. I didn't actually take lessons when I progressed as a guitar player. I took a couple lessons from Ferric Oxen of Opeth back in the day, but it's just like stray lessons here and there, just, you know, practicing licks or whatever. But I've actually now started to take lessons from John Bjork. I'll put a link to his channel down there. His Instagram is like Guitar Techniques. He's the guy who made the first solo guitar videos. He's an incredible Swedish guitar player, and now I'm taking lessons from him weekly. And I'm doing this because I think I need to get back more into actually playing guitar. You know, I'm writing a lot of music. I think I kind of know what I'm doing when I'm writing music, but it would be kind of nice to put a name on what I'm doing and the modes and all that. So currently I'm sort of like learning the fretboard. For instance, you know, I need to find every C on the fretboard. So like, I had to think a little bit there, but stuff like that basically. Just trying to open up the fretboard for me because I haven't really put any effort into that before. So that's what I'm doing right now, and it's refreshing. Really refreshing actually, and I can't wait to just, you know, do this weekly now. And maybe in the future you might hear me, you know, throw a couple of really cool theory phrases at you, like, oh, let's play this in Lydian today. I feel like playing Lydian today. Okay, let's play Lydian. Let's play C Lydian today because I really feel like it. So it's like, oh, Ola, and your Lydian asshole. And it's like, oh, just take a sip of my theory champagne right here. Yeah, but it's more about me, you know, playing guitar more. That's kind of like the idea with that. I just want something like a carrot that I can sit and, you know, enjoy every now and then. So there you go. Tony Barry, we, the members, all love what you do, Ola. You're more family to us than some YouTube do that we just follow. Being part of the whole Discord thing is making life much more enjoyable and has helped me tremendously with dealing with a lot of shit that's going on in my life. Thank you for what you're doing. You will always have my full support. I love you, man. And there you go. Suddenly Ola is selling himself. But then again, I mean, there's so many comments like this. You know, if I just ignore them, people get pissed off. But then when I choose to put them in here, people think that I'm still an asshole because, you know, there's a membership option where you can pay to become a member and, you know, engage more with me and get extra bullshit other than these videos. And people think I'm an asshole, but thank you so much, Tony. Tony's an incredible, talented guy, and he's extremely funny when he's drunk and when we play Mordau together. He's the admin of my Mordau server, and he gives himself a pistol. He just goes around randomly shooting people, which is basically cheating there, Tony, but I still love you. It's okay. Because I'm also the admin and, you know, I can bring up my own gun. Justice Gash, hey Ola, Justice Gash. He's the guy who always sends me a lot of tips when he's drunk on my premieres. Justice Gash, hey Ola, fuck. How often do you have to make yourself make a video when you're tired, sick, or really don't want to? Well, the good thing now is that there's actually not any specific time where I do not want to make a video, because now I think it's a lot of fun to make videos. You know, as soon as I drop my expectations regarding me making a video and that it has to be in a certain way, you know, ever since I did that, making the videos is a lot simpler and it's a lot more enjoyable for me to do. So nowadays, I just, like, if there's a video I don't want to make, I just say no. You know, or I just skip that video basically. If I'm sick, now that's a little bit different. There's been, I think once where I made an FAQ, I was being sick. And actually right now, at this point, I'm feeling that I'm getting sick or I'm getting the flu or something like that. Not sure if it's corona. I've been dodging like the flu and colds that the rest of my family has had for the past 1.5 months. So I feel like it's my time to get the flu or something. So let's just see on Sunday when this FAQ is being aired. Just check out the pinned comment if I'm sick or not, and if it's corona or not. Let's just hope for the best. In this instance, I felt like during the day today, I was like, you know, I feel that something is happening right here. This is the time I should record my FAQ, because tomorrow I'm probably gonna be sick as fuck and not gonna be able to do it. So that's what I do here. I just rush myself to make something, just to have something available for you guys on Sunday. But, you know, if I'm deadly sick, you know, I'll just skip on an FAQ. Can't really hurt, or can it? And all the other videos I have stashed up, so you know, it's not really the end of the world if I'm sick a couple of days. You know, I just work harder the days after where I'm back. So, hey Ola, thanks for playing those Opeth clean riffs on your last Twitch stream. Really made my day. Could you by any chance show us some of these in your next FAQ? Great, I can do that. I'm Ola. Riff of the day. Let's do, what's that song? Is it Bleak or Leper Infinity? Let's just do it anyway. This guitar is tuned to standard D with a drop C, which is a little weird. It's probably in standard E, the actual song, but it goes like this. Beautiful, right? So you have this chord. And that's it. And you then just add this little fuck you finger right there. And then on the B string. And then the last chord before the change is, it's a drop guitar. If you would play it on a standard guitar, you would play it like this. Okay, standard tune, but in drop, I play it like this. And then it's the A chord, just move up the fifth and the octave, so. And then lower the octave, and then back. Amazing Opeth lick right there. Is it Leper Affinity or is it Bleak? I don't remember, but it's from Blackwater Park at least, and it's an incredible, incredible riff. Jonesy, do you try to be selective about which specific videos to put potentially demonetizing content into? For example, do you put sometimes less stress into a video that may have some Pantera in it or something because you know that it's not going to get monetized? Okay, so the monetization thing is something I dropped a long time ago. I just release the videos, and if it's demonetized or not, at the end of the day, you know, a very small portion of my videos get demonetized because most of the stuff that I do is original content. You know, I'm playing whatever riffs, I'm just noodling around. It's not like I'm making covers every day. You know, it's demonstration videos basically where I'm just riffing out or chugging and talking and so on. So not much of my content is being demonetized. But for instance, now this past week, I released a Pantera cover, and obviously it's demonetized because, you know, the rights of the publishing goes to Warner Music and Pantera. That video being demonetized doesn't really bring me down because that's not why I'm making the video. I'm doing it because I enjoy making covers, you know, together with Mario and Delta, and that's what it's all about. And I think that at the end of the day, you know, as videos kind of racks up, I'm making 4 videos every week now, you know, the demonetized stuff will not affect me in that sense. So no, I'm not really thinking that much about it in the aspect that, you know, if I want to play a riff, like in the beginning here I played some Opeth stuff, you know, I don't really, you know, think twice about, you know, playing the Opeth stuff because it might demonetize this video. At the end of the day, the YouTube ad revenue is not the full portion of my income, so I can be able to do this. That's why I also have Solar Guitar, so I have security going on, so I don't have to be locked down in what I do with my YouTube channel. So basically I'm more free right now. So, and I think being more free means better content, but that's for you guys to decide if it's better content or not. I don't know. I have no idea. That's maybe a good question for an FAQ or a poll or something like that. Dude, I never utilized this option, but just make a poll. Is this good content or not? Vote. and I probably won't give a shit. Ronnie Andrade, how long do we gotta go on hearing the same old Ola riff? That is a great question. I think I know the answer to that question, or the answer why you keep hearing the same Ola riff over and over. Have you noticed something with my channel? I mentioned this just now. I'm releasing 4 videos every week. Now, imagine sitting with your friend 4 times every week, listening to him play guitar. You're bound to hear some things over and over again. And you know, when I sit around and play like this, I just mindlessly play, and whatever that becomes is usually the Ola riff. So there you go. You know, it's not like I sit around and plan, it's like, oh, now it's FAQ132, and you know, I'm gonna play. I just do whatever happens, and then I just keep whatever happens, and eventually, you know, I come up with something, maybe a riff, and maybe I just get back onto the old Ola riff tracks. I have no idea. So maybe you should ask yourself, are you watching too much of me? Maybe. No, how is that possible? That is not a thing, you guys. Okay, please do not unsubscribe because of this. Pyrosis Skylar, hey Ola, please could you break down the whole process on how to become endorsed by Solar Guitar Company? It didn't say Solar Guitar Company, but it says Solar Company afterwards. Obviously I know you need to be in a touring band with a decent following, but what else is there to it, please? Okay, thank you so much. I've actually answered this before. When you apply for being a solar artist, you have to kind of look into yourself, look into your band. What do you have to offer Solar Guitars for Solar Guitars to sponsor you? That's kind of like the deal right there. I mean, you need obviously a following. It's also awesome if you're a touring band and you know, opening acts, stuff like that, great. Before you email us on the website, you still need a, you know, a realistic expectation of what you can bring to the table and what we can offer you. Brandon Cracker, oh, I love the videos. Question, if I buy some Feared album CD, is there a way to get them signed? I could look at your website, but I'm going to try and be lazy instead. All right, so there isn't actually a way to buy like signed albums unless it's like a release or something like that for an album. But what you can do now, I'll do it for everyone now. So if you place an order for a Feared album today, for instance, for the full Sunday, I'll make sure to sign everyone that Louise sends out by tomorrow. So click the link down below, and if you order something today, I'll be sure to sign it. Okay? That's a good deal, right? So you get your chance today to buy something. Fearband.com, olaenglundshop.com, okay? Good deal, Ola. Johan Wengbo, for the next FAQ, thoughts on ESP guitars. Great. ESP guitars. I think ESP guitars is one of those, you know, middle ground brands of guitars. Like really solid guitars. Now for me, one of my favorite guitar brands out there is Ibanez, okay? You know, I've always had a high regard for Ibanez. I've always loved their guitars, you know, the neck shapes and all that. It's always been down my alley. ESP has always been, I always consider them being more of the metal player choice. They do not necessarily feel as good as I think Ibanez feel like, but that's more of a preference right there. I had 2 ESP Eclipse back in the day. Incredible, incredible guitars. They were really fucking awesome. And I've also had some LTDs that were really good. It's just a really good, solid brand. There's not really anything more to it. I mean, the specs are on point. Price is sort of on point, I guess. It's a good, solid brand. I think I've only had good experiences with ESP guitars, except for when ESP Guitars reached out to me and it was a little bit awkward. But other than that, I think it's a good, solid brand. Good. Political Ola. Augusto DeMarcus. Hi Ola, since stainless steel frets are going to stand for a lifetime, why not build solar guitars only with these frets? I mean, great guitars should survive the test of time. Stainless steel frets is obviously a costly upgrade on a guitar, and yes, they do stand the test of time better than the regular nickel frets, for instance, and they also sound different. Now, with that said, you know, I've always been an advocate for nickel frets. And why is that? Because I think that nickel frets, as long as they're polished well and, you know, done well, they're equally good as stainless steel frets. And as a matter of fact, my best sounding solar guitar, which is, I wonder if I have cable enough for this and ass enough for this. My absolute best sounding solar guitar is this one. with an Evertune. And this has nickel frets. Let's see if I can chug away into the stratosphere with this. Like for rhythm, this guitar is my absolute favorite sounding guitar. So nowadays, whenever I have like a, drop C tuned song, I record, the riffs and the DI using this guitar. It's just a really good sounding guitar. And I've never actually had a problem with nickel frets being worn out or anything like that. I've actually never had any guitar in my lifetime where the nickel frets have been worn out or anything like that. But maybe I'm not playing guitar enough. I think it's more about the application of how the frets are being polished at the factory level. I mean, look at this. Can you see this? That's what's so cool with satin finishes. I mean, if you have a gloss finish, usually finishes like this gets like an incredible depth to it. But on the satin, it's more about what direction of the guitar you're looking at. So I mean, in certain angles, it's like really prominent how the flame kind of works. And I kind of, it's almost like magic. Ola. Armitage. Hey Ola, been a subscriber for a long time, haven't commented much. Man, love your humor. Been listening to your Master of the Universe album. Not sure if you answered this before, but do you also play the bass on that album? Even though, bass guitar is evil, someone has to record the bass. And I would never let a bass player do this, obviously, because, they're insane. But yes, I do have a bass. I record all the bass myself for my albums and projects. And this is the bass I've been using for the past years. This is a Warwick Corvette. And I bought it because it sounds incredibly awesome. It's the bass that Jonas of The Haunted and At the Gates uses. And just sounds great. So yes, I do record my own bass and I'm doing it on this one. Great, huh? Jack Slater. Hi Ola, how are you? Oh, my beautiful member, that's so nice of you. It's really nice when people kind of just, stops everything what they're doing and just asking me, Ola, how are you doing? And I'm like, wow, thank you so much for asking. I'm actually pretty fucking good. Svart, hi Ola, PC or Mac, what is the best for music production from your experience? Okay, from my experience, which is from 1996 up until now, is that Mac has always been better for audio production. Okay, do not shoot me yet. Listen to me, hear me out. Back in the day, I was using PC for everything, okay? I was using Cakewalk, great. Cakewalk 9, amazing app. Not amazing, but it was basically, consumer grade app for music back in the day. I was using PC. It was really hard to make everything kind of tight. I remember that being a problem, like the delay and the audio latency and all that. It was really, really hard to make it work. And I was also recording in studio, so ADAT and real mixing consoles and that you didn't have the problem there. But on the computer it was a problem. And then in the beginning of the 2000s, I just switched over to Mac. And since then, I started using Digital Performer first, try that out for a bit, then I started using Logic, and I've been using Logic for probably like 15, 16 years now. And I'm not saying that PC is inferior at all, it's just that I know Logic, I know Mac, so for me, that is gonna be the absolute quickest tool for me to get to point A to point B, without any hindrance. And that's why I'm not changing it up anytime soon. I'm really happy with Apple and Logic and Final Cut Pro. Those are my go-to apps. Those are basically the only apps that I use. But I also have PC, but the PC is for playing games and shooting my members in Apex. So with that said, I don't really have any experience using PC for the past 16 years or something like that. It's actually 18 years now that I think of it, because it was around 2002 that I switched. I don't actually have an experience with using PC in the past 18 years. So it's obviously better now. Is it better than Mac? I don't know. I think it's more about just finding what's easiest to you, what's the cheapest for you. If you already have like a really good gaming PC, maybe just get an audio interface and Cubase and you're good to go, rather than to buy a Mac just to be able to record music. So it's all about what application would fit you the most, okay? So there you go. Clogliarm 16. What's the best holiday you've been on and why? Norway looked awesome. Thank you. Norway was awesome. I have to think about this for a while, but that maybe my honeymoon with Louise is probably one of the cooler places I've been to. We went to Barbados for our honeymoon, and then a year after we went to Egypt, and we went to the pyramids and all that, and that was really something else. That was amazing. And both of those two, this was before we got kids. I think those two trips were basically me and Louise's first type of real traveling since we got together. The years before that, we were sort of struggling with, having money and all that, and it was just, we never really traveled until our honeymoon, where we saved up a lot of money to be able to go to Barbados, and then we went to Egypt a year after. So yeah, both those are truly amazing memories. But nowadays, I mean, we went to Norway, that was amazing as well. Me and Louise went to Tokyo last year, and it's just like, it's really nice to go to places, but I think it's more important to actually go to places and travel with someone that you really love. To be able to share, the experience with someone that you love. I mean, that is more important than anything else. I mean, that's me and Louise right there. It's just her and me in the world. It's not really about the location that much. Obviously, there's a bunch of really cool locations. We want to go to Iceland, by the way. She wants to ride the horses in Iceland. I just want to go to that blue lagoon, sexy time under the water. I think it's illegal to do sexy time there, but just a little imagination right there. Thank you. Invoicer, hey Ola, what is your approach when you get stuck during the songwriting process? Great question. This is not easy to answer because I have no idea what I'm doing. So what happens to me when I'm writing something and I feel like, okay, I have no idea how this song will continue, that's when I just leave the song and might not return until maybe like a month or two after. I go write something else instead. I go to another song and, right there. And eventually when I'm writing other songs, something will come up. And then when I get back to that particular song, maybe I'll hear something new. I've shown this before, but whenever I make an album or, a project, I keep all the songs in the one and the same Logic project. So I can quickly jump around, from song to song. Was that the first burp, by the way? Good job. So I can jump in between songs really quick. And this is the best way for me to work, because then I can be like, okay, I'm trying to write something here. Not feeling it. Next song. Okay. Oh, yeah, I might do a riff here. Oh, it sounds pretty good, but it might not fit this song. Go back to the other song. Oh, it fits great here. That's a really effective way for me to continue and keep the process going of, just getting the songs done. So that is my little tip for you, Michael James Burns. And that was the last question of the day. And shit, feels good, man. Even though I feel like my throat is kind of, and my head is kind of like spinning, I feel good. I feel good. People are like, do you ever get bored of making these FAQs? And it's like, when I start recording, it's like, I can kind of try and harvest questions for the FAQ. But when I just push record and start, it's like, it's just solving itself in a way. I still enjoy it, man. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section of this video. I really had to try hard on this last video, so you have to be a little better at asking questions, okay? Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I also want to reach out and say thank you to all of my beautiful members out there. And also, like I said earlier, if you order a Feared album today or Ola Englund album today, I'll make sure to sign it if you order it this Sunday, okay? Perfect. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Ola out.